Hello, friend. Welcome to Behind the Veil of Secrecy. I'm your host, Savannah. This is a safe space. Here, we share stories of love, pain, and everything in between. My mama always said I had a big heart. I guess that's why I do this show. I want to help folks feel less alone. Every week, I read letters from our viewers. They're real stories from real people. Some make me laugh, others break my heart. But all of them teach me something new about love, about life, about being human. Now, before we dive in, I want y'all to know something. We change all names and details. Your privacy matters to us, so if you're out there struggling with something, don't be afraid to reach out. We're here to listen, to understand, to support. You can send us your stories through our Facebook page or write us a good old-fashioned letter through our Facebook, Behind the Veil of Secrecy. Whatever feels right to you. Remember, your story might just be the one that helps someone else. So let's get started, shall we?
Today, we're going to talk about Clara's story. It's a tough one, folks, but it's also a story of strength, of resilience. Clara wrote to us last week. Her words were filled with pain, with confusion, but also with hope. Let me read you a part of her letter.
Dear Savannah, I don't know where to turn. My world has fallen apart. After 15 years of marriage, I discovered my husband's secret life. He's been unfaithful.
Clara's words hit me hard. I could feel her pain through the page, her confusion, her anger. It's a situation no one wants to find themselves in. But sadly, it's all too common. Clara didn't run from her pain. She faced it head on. She reached out for help. That takes guts, y'all. It takes strength. Betrayal. It's a word that cuts deep. It leaves scars that can take years to heal. For Clara, the betrayal came from the person she trusted most. Her husband, her partner, her best friend. Can you imagine the shock, the disbelief? One day your life is normal. You're happy. You think you know your spouse. Then suddenly everything changes. You discover a lie. Not just any lie. A big one. One that's been going on for years. It's like the ground beneath your feet disappears. Clara described feeling numb at first. She couldn't believe it was happening to her, to them. They had a good life, she thought. A happy marriage. But now she was questioning everything, every memory, every moment they shared. Was it all a lie? This shock, this disbelief, it's normal. It's your brain trying to protect you, trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. But it's just the first step, the first stage in a long journey of healing, a journey that Clara is now on. Trust. It's the foundation of any relationship. It's what allows us to be vulnerable, to open our hearts, to love fully. But when that trust is broken, it feels impossible to rebuild, like trying to put together a shattered vase. Where do you even start? For Clara, rebuilding trust seems like an insurmountable task. Her husband didn't just break her trust once. He broke it over and over again, for years, with multiple women. How do you come back from that? How do you learn to trust again? The truth is, rebuilding trust takes time. It takes effort from both parties. It's not something that can be rushed or forced. It's a slow process, a painful one, but it is possible if both people are willing to put in the work. For Clara, the first step is deciding if she wants to rebuild that trust, if she wants to save her marriage. That's a deeply personal decision, one that only she can make. But whatever she decides, she needs to rebuild trust in herself first, in her own judgment, in her own worth. Section 5. The weight of secrets. Secrets. They eat at us, create distance, build walls. Clara's husband's secrets created a chasm she didn't know existed. Living with secrets is exhausting, a constant fear of being discovered, a need to cover tracks. For the person in the dark, it's a nagging feeling, a sense of disconnect. Clara felt like a fool, like she should have known, should have seen the signs, but that's not fair. Secrets are designed to be hidden, to be kept in the dark. It's not her fault. Now Clara faces a new challenge. How to deal with these secrets, how to process this new information. It's a heavy burden, but one she doesn't have to carry alone. Section 6. Love in the face of adversity. Love. It's a powerful force. It can lift us up. It can also break us down. For Clara, love is complicated right now. She still loves her husband, but that love is tangled up with pain, with anger, with betrayal. It's a messy, confusing mix of emotions. Can love survive infidelity? It's a question many have asked. The answer isn't simple. It depends on the couple, on their history, their commitment, their willingness to work through the pain. Some relationships grow stronger after infidelity. Others crumble under the weight of betrayal. For Clara, the question isn't just about her husband's love. It's about her own. Can she still love him after what he's done? Should she? These are questions she'll have to grapple with. Questions that don't have easy answers. But here's the thing about love. It's not just about romantic love. Clara needs to focus on self-love too. On loving herself enough to demand respect, to set boundaries, to prioritize her own happiness and well-being. That's the kind of love that will see her through this difficult time. Section 7. Commitment. The glue that binds. Commitment. It's a big word, a powerful one. In marriage, it's the promise we make to stick together, through good times and bad. But what happens when one person breaks that commitment, when they step outside the bounds of marriage? For Clara, her husband's actions have shaken her faith in commitment, in the promises they made to each other. She's questioning everything now. Was he ever truly committed? Can she trust his commitment now? These are valid questions, important ones. But commitment isn't just about fidelity. It's about choosing your partner every day, about working through problems together, about being there for each other, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. That's the kind of commitment Clara needs to focus on now. Whether she decides to stay in her marriage or not, Clara needs to commit to herself, to her own healing, to her own growth. That's a commitment no one can break but her. It's a commitment that will carry her through this difficult time and beyond. Section 8. Finding strength within. Strength, we all have it inside us. Sometimes we just need help finding it. For Clara, this is a time to dig deep, to tap into that inner strength she might not even know she has. It's there, I promise you, it's there in all of us. When our world falls apart, it's easy to feel weak, helpless. But reaching out for help, that takes strength. Facing our pain head-on, that takes courage. Clara has already shown incredible strength by sharing her story, by refusing to let this betrayal define her. Now Clara needs to nurture that strength, to build on it. How? By taking care of herself, by surrounding herself with supportive people, by seeking professional help if she needs it. There's no shame in that. In fact, it's another sign of strength. Remember, strength isn't about never falling down. It's about getting back up every time you fall. It's about facing your fears, your pain, your doubts, and moving forward anyway. That's the kind of strength Clara is discovering in herself right now. Section 9. The path to healing. Healing. It's not a straight line, it's not a quick process, it's a journey. A winding path with ups and downs. For Clara, the journey of healing is just beginning. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. The first step in healing is acknowledging the pain. Feeling it, not running from it. Clara's doing that by sharing her story, by facing her reality head-on. It hurts, but it's necessary. It's the only way to truly heal. Next comes forgiveness. Not for her husband's sake, but for her own. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning what happened. It means letting go of the anger, the bitterness, the resentment. It's freeing yourself from the emotional burden of what happened. Finally, there's growth. Learning from this experience, becoming stronger, wiser, more compassionate, not just towards others, but towards herself too. This is where Clara will find her silver lining, her opportunity to become an even better version of herself. Section 10, a message of hope. To Clara and to anyone else out there facing a similar situation, I want you to hear this. You are not alone. What you're feeling is valid. Your pain is real, but so is your strength, your resilience, your worth. This situation does not define you. It's a chapter in your story. A difficult one, yes. But it's not the whole book. You get to decide how this chapter ends. You get to write the next one, and the one after that. Remember, you deserve love, respect, honesty. Don't settle for less. Whether that means working to rebuild your relationship or choosing to walk away, put yourself first. Your happiness matters. Your peace of mind matters. You matter. And to those who haven't experienced this kind of betrayal, be kind, be supportive. You never know what someone else is going through. A little compassion can go a long way. We're all in this together, folks. let's lift each other up. Section 11. Join our community of support. Before we wrap up, I want to remind y'all about our Facebook page. It's more than just a place to send your letters. It's a community, a support system, a place where you can connect with others who understand what you're going through. Share your stories, your struggles, your triumphs. You never know who you might help by opening up. And you might just find the support you need too. We're stronger together, folks. That's what this show is all about. If you're not comfortable sharing publicly, that's okay too. You can always send us a private message or write us a letter. We read every single one. Your voice matters. Your story matters. Don't be afraid to reach out. And remember, if you're in a situation like Clara's, there's professional help available. Counselors, therapists, support groups. Don't be afraid to seek them out. Taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your physical health. Sure, here's a revised version. Feel free to add your thoughts to support our friend as she goes through the comments here. Follow this page to read more of our letters.